Church of the Nazarene. I guess it's a little later than morning. We're into the afternoon already for this midweek chat. And we just want to encourage you this week. We had a great message from Dave on Sunday, and I know many of you were encouraged by the message, and very difficult topic to sort of take on and to unpack. But thank you, Dave, for your words. I know a lot of us appreciated the way in which you dealt with that, and I was thinking as well the way that coming out of an American context, you have a different perspective, and maybe even the way that you view things and see things. And it was great to hear your thoughts and also dealing with it from a theological perspective. We followed up Dave's message by posting on our Facebook a YouTube conversation from Stuart Williams in Calgary. He's at our Skyview Nazarene Church that Kristen and Bob Straighton attend. And that conversation was really rich. He's speaking with a sociology professor and a professor of Old Testament from Ambrose University, and I just encourage you to check that out. It's on our Facebook, and and it's a YouTube link as well. And if you want to share that around, you can share that YouTube link. I as I was listening to it, was really paying attention to what does this mean for us, and especially the questions that maybe they're raising of what does the church do about that? What do we do as individuals about addressing racism in our own perspectives and lives, but also as an institution, as an organization? And I think there's a lot of great questions that come out of that conversation that I think deserve maybe more conversations. And taking some of those questions and unpacking them together, I think, would be a valuable thing to do as a church and as communities, maybe even in our small groups. We can come back to these questions and to talk about them more in the days ahead. This week, Sylvia is preaching from a passage from Genesis 22 where God challenges Abraham to sacrifice his only son. A really difficult passage to understand and comprehend, I think, from our perspective, and think about what's happening in that text. And just to encourage you, Sylvia wanted to encourage you to take a look at those passages for the week. Genesis 22. There's a passage from Jeremiah 28, a really interesting line where he talks about the prophets prophesying war and famine and drought, but the prophet who prophesies peace, when that prophecy comes true, will know that that has really been from God. And I just thought that was a really interesting line and passage that comes to us this week. Other passages from Romans 6 and also one from Matthew. You can be praying for Sylvia as she prepares to bring us this word, and I know that you'll be really encouraged by her presence in the pulpit on Sunday. Final word that we're just continuing to work on our resumption plans and what that means for us, and thinking about different spaces that we're going to be opening. We've formed a committee. That committee is meeting tonight to talk about the protocols that we need to have in place in order to invite groups to use spaces in our building, and what that means for extra cleaning and tracking who's been in our building, protocols in terms of the office. And so we'll be letting you know some of those details in the next couple of weeks. But I do want to assure you that we are moving forward and planning to move forward in some type of group gatherings or small group gatherings that will be making possible to happen on the church property. Just a final word of encouragement from Psalm 85. This is from the Message, the final lines here. Love and truth meet in the street. Right living and whole living embrace and kiss, and truth sprouts green from the ground. Right living pours down from the skies. Oh yes, God gives goodness and beauty, and our land responds with bounty and blessing. Right living strides out before him and clears a path for his passage. Just want to encourage you in your week. Blessings on you. Thank you for joining us today for our midweek chat.